In the 3rd century, in the city of Nicomedia, lived a wealthy and influential man named Dioscorus. He was known for his stern demeanor and unyielding authority. Dioscorus had a daughter, Barbara, who was known throughout the land for her extraordinary beauty and intelligence. However, her beauty brought with it the burden of unwanted attention, and Dioscorus, consumed by his desire to protect his daughter and his family's honor, took extreme measures to shield her from the world. Dioscorus constructed a tall tower with only one window, far away from the bustling city. Here, he confined Barbara, isolating her from society and the many suitors who sought her hand. Despite her isolation, Barbara's mind remained sharp, and she spent her days reading, studying, and contemplating the nature of the world and the divine. The tower was a symbol of Dioscorus's control, but it also became a place where Barbara's faith flourished. She had always felt a strong connection to the divine, and in her solitude, she began to seek a deeper understanding of Christianity, which was spreading throughout the Roman Empire despite the risks associated with practicing it. One day, while Dioscorus was away on business, Barbara managed to communicate with a Christian priest through a sympathetic servant. She expressed her desire to learn more about Christianity and eventually convert. Moved by her sincerity and determination, the priest agreed to visit her in secret and baptize her. Barbara's conversion was not just a personal spiritual journey, it was also an act of defiance against her father's rigid control and the pagan beliefs he held. She had a 3rd window added to her tower, symbolizing the Holy Trinity, and carved a cross into the marble wall. These changes were her silent declarations of faith. When Dioscorus returned and discovered the alterations to the tower and the cross, he was furious. Barbara revealed her new faith, hoping her father would understand or at least tolerate her beliefs. Instead, Dioscorus felt betrayed and dishonored. His anger knew no bounds, and he vowed to force her to renounce her faith. Dioscorus subjected Barbara to harsh treatment, trying to break her spirit and compel her to return to the old gods. However, Barbara remained steadfast in her faith, finding strength and solace in her prayers. Realizing that she could not sway her father's wrath, Barbara decided to escape. With the help of sympathetic servants who admired her bravery and faith, she fled the tower and sought refuge in the hills and forests surrounding Nicomedia. For a time, Barbara found peace among the wilderness, praying and living a simple life. However, her father, consumed by rage and the desire to restore his honor, pursued her relentlessly. He eventually found her hiding in a cave. Dioscorus, blinded by his anger, dragged Barbara back to the city and handed her over to the Roman authorities, accusing her of being a Christian. During this period, Christians were often persecuted, and Barbara faced severe torture. Despite the pain and suffering, she refused to renounce her faith. Her courage and unyielding faith became a symbol of inspiration for many early Christians. Barbara's refusal to submit to her father's will and the Roman authorities made her a martyr. Eventually, Dioscorus, still unable to break her spirit, took matters into his own hands. In a final act of brutality, he beheaded his own daughter. Barbara's martyrdom did not go unnoticed. Stories of her bravery, faith, and tragic end spread throughout the Christian communities. She was canonized as Saint Barbara, and her story became a powerful narrative of faith triumphing over tyranny and persecution. Over the centuries, Saint Barbara's tale evolved and mingled with local folklore and other stories. Her story of isolation in the tower, defiance against an oppressive father, and eventual martyrdom inspired many, including the famous fairy tale of Rapunzel. In this tale, the themes of confinement, resilience, and the eventual escape of a young woman resonate with Saint Barbara's life. The story of Rapunzel, as it is widely known today, has its roots in various legends and historical figures, including Saint Barbara. In the fairy tale, Rapunzel is confined to a tower by a wicked enchantress, much like Barbara was imprisoned by her father. The tower symbolizes isolation and control, themes prevalent in both stories. Rapunzel's long hair, which she lets down to allow her rescuer to climb up, can be seen as a metaphor for Barbara's faith and strength, which remained unbroken despite her confinement. The enchantress's attempts to keep Rapunzel in the tower parallel Dioscorus's efforts to control and suppress Barbara. Rediscovery of Saint Barbara's story. In modern times, scholars and storytellers have revisited the story of Saint Barbara, uncovering the layers of history and legend that shaped her narrative. Her story serves as a reminder of the power of faith and resilience in the face of persecution and tyranny. Saint Barbara is often depicted with a tower and a palm branch, symbols of her confinement and martyrdom. She is also considered the patron saint of artillerymen, miners, and anyone who faces sudden and violent death, due to the manner of her own death. The true story of Saint Barbara, with its themes of isolation, defiance, and martyrdom, provides a rich and powerful narrative that continues to inspire and resonate with people today. Her life, though marked by suffering and sacrifice, stands as a testament to the enduring power of faith and the human spirit. As we remember Saint Barbara, we can also appreciate the fairy tale of Rapunzel in a new light, recognizing the deeper historical and spiritual roots that gave rise to this beloved story. Through Saint Barbara's legacy, we are reminded that even in the darkest of times, hope and courage can shine through, lighting the way for future generations.